I want to congratulate you and We the World on the 20th anniversary of 11 days of global unity. Together, you, me, and we can create a better world and have fun doing it.
Well, hello. It's wonderful to see you born in the cloud. It's been a while.
Anin, Grandma Sue. Good to see you too.
Okay, and I see you brought Shannon along with you, Shannon CrossBear.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Sue. I'm here too. Gonna join you in this wonderful trip in the gardens. So tell us
Good.
about it.
Okay, well, here we come into the 11 days of global unity.
There's September 11th through September 21st.
Well, it comes around every year, and here we come in 2025. And so I'm going to show you what I have for that. You see here on my website, we have the gardens, and it starts with the Garden of Unity. Would you please read the quote from the Earth Charter?
Yes, I can do that. We are one human family and one earth community with a common destiny.
We are all one. What does that mean to you?
Well, we're all part of what they call the two-legged family, the human family. But we couldn't be here if it wasn't for all our other relatives. We have the winged ones, we have the four-legged, we have the plant nations, we have the tree nations, all of that, and we need each other. So we're all part of one big family. We say Indoe Maganak. That's all of our relations, all of our relatives. That's what we mean when we talk about that human family and earth community. We take care of each other like good relatives.
Thank you. Okay, let's keep going. The second day of the 11 days of global unity.
All about interdependence. We just talked about being relatives. Well, this is what it says in the Earth Charter. Recognize that all beings are interdependent and every form of life has value, regardless of its worth to human beings. Oh, that's a pretty strong statement there. But what that means, what does it mean to me? I mean, what does it mean to you? It means that we have to understand that all of our relations are important and that we need to really understand how we need each other. I live in the boreal forest. There are trees all around me. They're the lungs of the planet, but they're also my lungs. Because without those trees, I could not breathe. You could not breathe. So they're the lungs of the earth and they're the lungs of me and you. So think about that when you think about all the different forms of life and how they contribute to this thing about being interdependent. Interdependence. We need each other. We need each other and we can celebrate each other. Oh, that's a powerful thing that Earth Charter says.
Okay, here we go into one that means a lot to me. This is the Garden of Environment, and it says,
The Garden of the Environment says the protection of Earth's vitality, diversity, beauty is a sacred trust. Oh, what does it mean to have a sacred trust? It really means how it's so powerful to be able to take care of that earth, take care of each other, take care of that earth's diversity. If we had all just one thing, it's not just that it would be boring, we wouldn't be able to survive. No survival. No survival if we don't understand that. We have to understand that in the forest where I live, it's because there's a birch tree and a pine tree and a balsam tree and all the other trees that are here. They take care of each other. That diversity is what makes them strong. And our earth is like us. We human beings need diversity. The earth needs diversity. We need to value that and take care of it, just like we would any relative.
You know, what I appreciate is that sacred trust. It feels like our creator is asking us to take care of this earth and all living things.
Yes, we understand that the spirits that we talk about it just a little different, but it's the same thing. We talk about every direction, those spirits, those ancestors that came before us that took care of it, those thinking about how do I take care of this for the 7 generations yet to come. That's our responsibility as human beings to take care and to prepare for those that are coming. Honor those that have came before. Think and act for those that are coming.
Let's move on. Here's another one. This is the Garden of Economic Justice.
This one was really interesting. Our environmental, economic, political, social, and spiritual challenges are interconnected, and together we can forge inclusive solutions. This one is kind of confusing to me. It was at first, because I thought, when we think about economics, we often think about money. But economics is more than just money. It really is about how do we take care of each other's needs. It's just a mechanism for that. And so it is driven by those social and spiritual and political things that really say, how do we take care of each other? And how can we set up economies that do that? I think back to the people before they had some of the common ways of doing that now that seem to be causing division. So the Earth Charter really tells us we need to be able to do it differently. And together we can figure that out. Some of that I saw in my own community when we really start thinking, how can we do things creatively? How can we take care of each other? How can we use other systems of value to say, I honor what you bring. You honor what I bring. I take care of you because of that. You take care of me in the ways that you can take care of me. And you know, it works pretty good. Pretty darn good. So how do we begin to create economies that support life and human life, as well as all our other relatives?
That inclusive solution. It means everybody is part of this. Okay, let's move on. We're going to health.
So coming into the gardens of health, the resilience of the community of life and the well-being of humanity depends on preserving a healthy biosphere with all its ecological systems, a rich variety of plants and animals, fertile soils, pure waters, and clean air. Just makes sense, right? Just makes sense. If we're going to be well, if we're going to be healthy, then we have to have a healthy planet with all the systems on that planet. This water, these lands, these food, this air I breathe. Today it's hard to breathe because we have some fires way up north and the smoke is coming down and making it hard to breathe for people. Who would think that'd be hard to breathe? Our own air. Now, that fire, that's a natural thing. But there's a lot of fires in the world that are not natural, and they're affecting the air. And we need to do something about that. Our waters. I live on a beautiful, beautiful lake. It's called Superior. It's a freshwater lake, biggest one on the continent. So we need to protect those waters. Protect the water so we can drink the water. Without water, there's no life. There's no life for the plants. There's no life for the trees. There's no life for us. All of these things are so important. And we love it. This is a beautiful, beautiful place. Beautiful planet. And all our relatives, oh, go out and see the grasses and the trees and the skies and the stars and the fishes and the birds. How could we not understand that our resilience really lies in taking care of all of that?
Oh, look, the next one is the Gardens of Women.
Women. Promote the active participation of women in all aspects of economic, political, civil, social, and cultural life as full and equal partners, decision makers, leaders, beneficiaries, and beneficiaries. Now, of course, that doesn't make sense. We left out half of the world. Half of the world. Where I come from, it's the women. The women are the keepers of the knowledge, the medicines, the things that help people. They're the nurturers, the caretakers, the ones that are charged with the creation and sustaining and nurturing life. So why would they not be at the center of all that happens? Why would they be left out of that conversation? It's happening. We're here. We're doing it. We're rising up. And not in competition. That's not what this is about. This is about taking our equal place in leadership so that both sides of the bird can fly. It needs more than one wing, right? Whether it's a butterfly, a bird, or humanity. So we all need to be participating. And there's so much that we can do. So many women, so many great elders came before us so that we could be here doing this. So we're there as women, as life givers and keepers.
Yay. All right, here we go. Next come the children and youth.
Okay, this one says, provide all, especially children and youth, with educational opportunities that empower them to contribute actively to sustainable development. Provide all, especially children and youth, with educational opportunities. That doesn't mean just going to school. But how are we really giving our children what they need to really empower them to make the differences, to take this Earth Charter and make it reality? Are we educating them in the right way? One of the ways is to have them build a relationship with the Earth. I know it's hard. It's hard in this day and age, people working, people in cities, but let your children climb a tree. Let them plant a garden. Let them know about the earth and what it means to sustain something, to contribute to all of life. Yes, for our children. Our children, it's not just a saying our children are our future. Without them, even our memory goes, because our memory is carried on even in those that come after us. So how are we doing that? Thinking about that. Do you have an idea? This is the garden to plant it in.
Oh, look, now we come to the Garden of Human Rights.
Oh, human beings. We should be upholding the right of all without discrimination to a natural and a social environment supportive of human dignity, bodily health, and spiritual well-being, with special attention to the rights of the indigenous people and minorities. Well, that one, of course, speaks to me. So everybody should have those rights to that human dignity, to that bodily health, and to that spiritual well-being. So as protectors of the earth, as indigenous people and other minorities that have their own, wait a minute, I have to back up. Don't think we're really minorities anymore. I think we're the majority. We just don't happen to be the dominant ones, but we're changing that too. So think about that a little bit. But what I want to say is, how does that show up? Like, there's no reason that because I'm indigenous and you're not, that my healthcare should be and my health outcomes should be not the same as your outcomes. Why is that? That's not right. That I have a right as a human being, a two-legged, a spiritual being, to think and to express my beliefs in the way that is the way that I was taught and how I feel inside. I should have that. And so should everyone else. We should support the fact that we are human beings, close relatives. We're related to all that is, but you and I are close relatives. It's in our DNA. Even your Western science says it. So why do we not act like we're good relatives? So this is upholding that everyone should have that everything, our natural, our environment, even environmental justice, I think we could get to that, but this is so important. So think about in your relations, how you can really pay attention to the rights of all people.
Oh, that brings us to freedom.
Ensure that communities at all levels guarantee human rights and fundamental freedoms and provide everyone an opportunity to realize his or her full potential. Well, I've seen a lot of ways that freedom has been taken away from us in my lifetime. Or they try. They can't take the freedom of the mind. They can't take the freedom of the heart, but they can curtail other kinds of freedoms. And it's not a good thing, because those freedoms, if they take the freedoms from you or from me, they'll eventually take the freedoms from you. It's the way that works. When someone's trying to bargain away something, first they ask you to give up something, then they take the rest. So you have to be careful when we talk about freedoms, that if you see freedom being taken away from someone else, the freedom for them to be able to live, at least have an opportunity to live a healthy and full life, when you see that being taken away, that's something we have to really work toward, to make sure to ensure everybody has that freedom. Because When we start letting it go for one, then it's two, and then it's many. And someday your freedom will be challenged. So be sure to think about what we can plant here in the gardens of freedom to ensure freedom continues and grows so that it's inclusive of everyone.
Let's keep going. Here we come to the Garden of Disarmament.
Implement comprehensive strategies to prevent violent conflict and use collaborative problem solving to manage and resolve environmental conflicts and other disputes. Implement comprehensive strategies to prevent violent conflict and use collaborative problem solving to manage and resolve environmental conflicts and other disputes. I said it twice. I said it twice because it's so important. If you don't want to have a gunfight, don't bring a gun. Seems pretty darn simple, doesn't it? So if we don't want to have the kind of devastating, violent conflicts, we have to start with that disarmament. We have to be able to say, I'm going to put down that weapon. I'm going to put down that weapon. I'm going to use my words instead. Huh. I remember, even when I was little, that was a long time ago, but when I was little, they would say, use your words. Use your words. Don't come out swinging. Use your words. But what does that mean? You know, how are we teaching people how to talk peace? Lots of people know how to talk war, strategies, blah, blah. Who's teaching us how to talk peace? They call them the peace talks. You know where they got that from? They got that from the indigenous people. Because that's what we did. We signed peace treaties. We would sit together long times, and it's not that we didn't have conflicts. We had disagreements. Of course we did. But we talked it out. Sometimes days, sometimes weeks, sometimes longer. But at the end, we shared gifts. We gave each other things. Maybe they gave us a healing song, and we gave them a new medicine. And together, then we were bonded through our gifts to each other. We today, the Ojibwe people, we carry the songs of other nations that were given to us in such ceremonies. And to this day, we carry those on. That's powerful. We know, we've seen places. We've seen places that have done this, that have had these kinds of reconciliation efforts, these kinds of how do we resolve values bumping up against each other? How do we begin to talk about the way that we bring about peace? And it starts with relationship. So that's what I have to say about this. We have some work to do, but we can do it. We can do it differently. We can teach people the peace talks.
And that brings us to the Gardens of Peace.
Well, that makes sense, right? Recognize that peace is the wholeness created by right relationships with oneself, other persons, other cultures, other life, and earth, and the larger whole of which we are a part. Wow. Peace with everything. Peace with life itself, but it begins with peace with oneself. It's where it starts, right? How do I do that? Have a good relationship with myself. Take care of myself in a good way. Other persons, my relationships. Oh, I learned so much from other cultures. what they've taught me, my culture, other cultures, European cultures, African cultures, South American cultures, Irish and Gaelic cultures. Oh, I've learned so Spanish, Hispanic cultures. Oh, I've learned so much. I get those such a good relationship. And I learned, the more I learn about all the different things we do, the more I learn about how underneath it all, we are the same human beings doing good things and responsible for the earth and each other. So that's a good thing about learning about culture. Besides food, I love the food. The food is so good. But all the life, there's a culture I was watching. I was watching the bees. The bees are out there just buzzing around, having a good time pollinating and sleeping in the sun on the flowers. And I was thinking about what can I learn from what the bees do? Well, for one thing, the bees take naps. I like that. I think that's something I could learn to do. Take more naps. They just get out those flowers and take naps. Oh, but there's so much that our natural life can teach us. I was thinking about weeds the other day and how great weeds are because you can't get rid of them. I want to be like a weed, especially when it comes to some stuff. You're just not going to get rid of it. So we think those things about when we think about what we can do in peace, when we're not fighting that, we should be eliminating, even in our language. We don't have to be fighting something. We can be creating something. And this is what the Earth Charter encourages us to do. This is what these 11 campaigns do. They encourage us to take action, to be able to create this peace that the Earth Charter is talking about for the whole of humanity and all our relatives. And even here, they talk about the star nations, the larger whole of which we are all a part, that universe. We haven't even talked about that, but we're made of stardust. We already know that. Wigawabamin. Till next time.
Born in a cloud. Thank you. And Shannon, thank you for taking us on a tour through the gardens of global unity.
So much fun.